Well, welcome back. In today's lesson, we are going to talk about estimating square roots using a number line. And what we have in this slide is a number line that has the numbers 0 all the way up to 15, all of those whole numbers up to 15, squared, and the value of that number squared can be found on the bottom row. So 0 squared is 0, 1 squared is 1, 10 squared is 100. So the bottom row has all of the perfect square numbers. So if we wanted to estimate what the square root of 8 would be equal to, what you're going to do is you're going to find which two numbers 8 falls between on the bottom row. So 8 falls between 4 and 9. Okay, so the square root of 8 then would fall between 2 and 3. Well, how do we know which of those two numbers is the best estimate? Well, since 8 is closer to 9 than it is to 4, our best estimate will be 3 for the square root of 8. So let's do another one. Let's take a look at the square root of 83. If we wanted to estimate the square root of 83 to the nearest whole number, again, let's find where 83 would fall. Well, 81 is pretty close, and 100 is the next higher value. So the largest perfect square less than 83 is 81, which gives us a value of 9. The smallest perfect square greater than 83 is 100, which would give us 10. But since 83 is closer to 81 than it is to 100, excuse me, then our best estimate would be 9. So here's an example. It says, is the square root of 18 closer to 4 or to 5? Well, 18 is between 16 and 25. And it's a little bit closer to 16 than it is to 25. So we're going to say it's closer to 4. How can you estimate the square root of 79? Well, the two numbers that 79 would fall between are 64 and 71. So it's closer, 64 and 81. It's closer to 81 than it is to 64. So we're going to say that this one, the square root of 79, is approximately equal to 9 as a whole number. Estimate the square root of 23.5 to the nearest whole number. Well, the largest perfect square less than 23.5, if we look at our number line, 23.5 falls between 16 and 25. So the largest perfect square that's less than 23.5 would be 16, which would give us a number of 4. The smallest perfect square greater than 23.5 would give us 25, and its square root is 5. So the best estimate, since 23.5 it's closer to 25 than it is to 16, we're going to say 5 is our best estimate. Pretty straightforward, not too bad. All right, here's a couple more. Let's go ahead and try these three together. And then the check your understanding part, I'll let you go ahead and do on your own and bring that to class. So let's take a look at letter A, the square root of 35. If we wanted to evaluate the square root of 35, and I should have put that number line on here for you. Let me go back so we can look at that. Square root of 35. 35 is between 25 and 36, but it's closer to 36. So I think we're going to say that the best estimate for the square root of 35 is going to be approximately 6. How about 44.8? Let's go back and look at where 44.8 would fall. 44.8 is between 36 and 49. And how far away is it from each of those? 44.8. That one's pretty close to both of them, but I think it's going to be closer to 49, right? If we take 49 and subtract 44.8, it's only 4.2 away from 49, but if we take 44.8 and subtract 36, it's 8.8 away from that. So it's actually closer to 49. So that one we're going to say is approximately equal to 7. And the square root of 170, let's go back and take a look at that one. Where does 170 fall? Well, that's between 13 and 14, but it's very, very close to 13, so that one's pretty easy. That should give us a whole number of 13. And let's go ahead and check our answers, make sure we did these right. Letter A, we should have gotten 6. Letter B, indeed is 7. And letter C is 13. All right, so here are 6 problems for you to try. Go ahead and go back and look at your notes on the previous slide and write down your answers for what the nearest whole number is for each of these square roots. We'll see you next time.